Hello sustainably stylish yogis, welcome to another little yoga session. I was planning to be hilltop, but instead we are in this little rocky gully. It was a bit too windy to be on top of the mountain today, but it's inspired a class for me today, so I was thinking we might do a little bit of rock and roll yoga, just inspired by the roly-poly nature of all of these stones that are around me. We're going to start seated. What are you going to need today? Probably just sort of a mat distance. I haven't worked out whether or not we'd need the block yet. Probably not. And I'm in a little bit of a jungle here, so hopefully you can see me in amongst all of the little bits of grass. Just gonna move my mic pack. So coming down onto your back, laying all the way down. And what we're gonna do here is just take a moment with the feet flat on the floor and the knees bent. Placing a hand on the heart and one on the belly. And allow yourself to notice the inhale and the exhale, the rise and the fall, the lift of the chest, the belly, the expansion of the diaphragm, that little pause before we exhale. The next one, breathing all the way in. Just when you think you've breathed in as far as you possibly can, just suck in a little bit more breath. A little bit more. A little bit more. And then let it out with an audible exhale. One more of those. Breathing into the belly. Sucking all the way in. Topping up a little bit more. And then exhale. And then welcome to practice. We're going to just bring the knees into the chest. I've just realized I've got piles of rocky rocks underneath me everywhere, so if my poses look a bit awkward, that's because I got stones jamming into my back. Hopefully you're not in the same position. Pulling the knees in tight to the chest, I want you to either grab a hold of the fingertips over the knees or wrap your arms around your legs. You can curl up into a little ball if you like, and nose to knees, tucking the chin to the chest, pulling the belly into the spine. So it's very active, pointing the toes, hugging in tight. You can have your head flat, pulling in, tense, tense, tense. It should be really tense through the arms. Should feel a real squish in the belly. And then just release with an exhale, allowing the hands to let go, just hands gently on the top of the knee. What we're going to do here is just rock side to side. So left to right, kidney to kidney, rock and roll like a little stone. Wow, it's warm here. I didn't think this class through with the stones and the sun. I'm going to be hot and red and sweaty at the end of this. They're rocking left kidney, right kidney. You might want to even just have a bit of a play with lifting the nose up towards the knees, the shoulders off the mat, and then maybe see if you can bring the tailbone down a little bit more towards the floor, and then see what happens when you place the head back on the mat. From here we're going to slowly start to split the legs apart, so just toes touching, knees out wide, and just see what happens as you change the shape of the legs, and just go really, really slowly. So right knee to the floor, super slow motion back through center. Left knee to the floor, super slow motion back to center. Right knee, you know the drill now, left knee. Bringing knees together, but splitting the feet apart, bringing the legs out wide. So it's if you're trying to draw the right leg to the right underarm, the left leg to the left underarm, pointing toes, rocking left to right, working with your own breath, flexing the feet, so as if you're trying to stand on the wall in front of you, toes back towards the face. Then we're going to put the hands on the inside of the legs and gently start to, if it's comfortable for you, open the legs out wide to the side. So it's like you're doing a straddle. Hopefully you can see me all right there, but it looks like this. Very classy straddle. And just rocking. You might want to go fast if that's for you today. Rock and roll. Or take it even harder and just go really slow. You can point the toes or you can flex and just notice what muscles activate depending on whether you're pointing or flexing through the feet. The feet is what I meant. So pointing the feet like a ballerina or flexing them in like you're about to stand on the floor or the ceiling. And then very slowly bringing the hands to the outside of the knees. With the rock and roll still going, start to bring the knees in towards each other. Feet in towards each other. And then hugging the knees in towards the chest. No rocking and rolling here. Just breathe into the belly. From here, if you want, if this is comfortable for you, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it here with all the stones underneath, but we're going to rock and roll the length of the spine. You do that as many times as you need to. Really bad demonstration by me because of all the jagged rocks. Until you come up to seated position. So you might want to do a few of those. I'm just going to put this back on. And when you're upright, we are going to just have an experiment. See if you can rock forward. Actually, might be better if I do it this way. So we've got our legs in a comfortable seated position. Arms are going to go out long in front. So you look like a bit of a zombie or a robot. Fingertips pointing straight out to the wall in front of you. Or for me, I've got a beautiful, a butterfly in front of you. Then we're going to rock the weight forward. Just do it a couple of times, lifting the bottom up, coming onto the edges of your feet. You might want to see if you can start to rock up onto the feet. And then bringing the weight into one foot, uncrossing the legs, coming into a bit of a balance. It's okay if you fall out of it. Then from here, we're just going to see if we can rise up onto the tippy toes, rolling the shoulders back and down, bringing the crown of the head up towards the sky, hands into heart center. If you want a further balance challenge, see if you can rise up, bringing the weight a little bit forward as you do so. Coming up to standing. Inhaling the hands up towards the sky, exhaling as the palms come out wide. Flat back, swan dive, bending the knees a lot. Fingertips finding the top of the knees, the shins, the floor, whatever feels comfortable for you. Then we're going to just see if we can come back, bending the knees a lot. Fingertips coming back to that heart center. Dropping the tailbone back down towards the floor and then rolling back onto the bottom. So that's just a fun little rock and roll. We're going to shimmy. Actually, you can do butt cheek by butt cheek, walking back up the mat. Bending the knees a lot. Inhaling the arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward from the waist, but we're going to go really slowly. Super duper slowly. And what we're aiming to do here is get to a point where your belly is in contact with the tops of your legs. And then you just allow yourself to become floppy, creating that really rounded shape through the back of the spine. Allowing the head to flop down. The arms just become limp by the sides of the body. Palms up towards the sky. And just rock and roll your neck. Just ever so gently, just allowing everything to become loose and floppy. Allow the shoulders to become floppy. Bring the breath all the way down into the belly, even though you're compressed at the moment. Breath down to the belly, belly breath, and then sigh out. Bring the awareness to that space between the shoulder blades. It's likely that you're feeling right now maybe that little bit of a pull between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, that space where we hold so much tension from all of the work we do at computers or looking at devices or carrying things, and just see if you can let the next exhale release a little bit more tension between the shoulder blades. Maybe letting the chest sit a little bit heavier on the legs. It's delicious, isn't it? Allowing the palms to face down on the mat, and then just gently, super slowly walking the hands up the mat. Then when you get to a certain point, walking the hands up your legs. Gently uncurling the head is the very last thing to find the top. You might need to place the feet on the floor. Rolling the head, very last. Then the shoulder blades back and down. Lovely. Just walking the feet in towards you. One foot at a time, heels coming back towards the bottom. We're going to exhale the arms out wide. Inhale the arms out wide, and then exhale as we fold into a tight little ball, wrapping the arms around the legs. This one here is really active too, so really squish the chest in towards the knees. Wrap the arms tight as if you're giving your most favoritist loved one the tightest of tight hugs. Breathing deep into the belly. Exhaling out through the nose. Deep into the belly. Exhaling out through the nose. Into the belly the last time, and then exhaling out through the mouth. Inhaling your arms out wide, coming into that cactus arms, which looks like this. Sorry, I need a fringe trim. Can't really see you very well. And then on the next exhale, swapping. So we're hugging the legs again, but you're going to have the opposite arm on the top. 3 breaths here. Bring that breath into the back of the chest. The space between the shoulder blades. The back of the neck. On the final exhale, allow yourself to let out an audible. Next inhale, arms up into cactus pose. Exhale, we fold forward, hugging the legs. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, folding forward to hug the legs, opposite hand on the top. Working with this one in your own time. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, folding and letting go. Inhale to energize. Exhale to receive. Inhaling, this next inhale we hold. And then we allow the hands to come back on top of the knees. And what we're going to do is just shimmy the feet out front. Dropping both feet to the floor. They were already on the floor. Forget that bit. So moving both feet out in front of you. What we're going to do is gently allow the knees to open out wide to the sides. And we're coming into that diamond forward fold. It's one that we do quite often. You'll know it quite well. But we're going to do it in a roly-poly, yummy kind of way. Hands on the inside of the knees. Inhale, allowing yourself to grow really tall through the spine. Remember that piece of string, elevating the crown of your head towards the heavens above. Rolling the shoulder blades back and down. And from here, we're going to gently walk the hands down the length of the legs, folding forward as much as feels okay with you. We're folding from the hips at this point. We're going to inhale to grow a little bit taller and longer, and exhale to maybe fold forward a little bit more. Inhale, growing tall. Exhaling, folding. This is the last one with the inhale and the exhale fold. Inhale, Growing tall and long, and exhale, folding. From here, we're going to do like we did before with that little marionette puppet, folding forward. We're going to allow ourselves to really round the body. If you've got something at home like a bolster or a blanket or something, you can fold over that. You can fold onto a block too, or a book. So allowing your head to come down onto that block or book. Or you don't need any props as well. You can just allow yourself to drape forward. You don't have to worry about how straight your spine is in this. Just let yourself flop. Allow the hands to land wherever they want to land. They might be on the feet. They might be further up your legs. You might be just gazing down towards your big toes touching, your heels touching. You might have your eyes closed. Wherever you're at, again, bringing the breath down to the belly. Exhaling to relax and let go. Breathing into the belly and then exhaling to relax. Allowing yourself to become a little bit heavier with every exhale, letting gravity do the work for you. This is the laziest of yoga. You can do the work for me, gravity. Thank you. Well, I guess, considering we're thinking about rocks just generally let the world around them take care of them. Especially the wobbly ones around here that are all rolling down the hill. Time, movement, winds, water, all shaping the landscape. Allowing that natural flow. On the next inhale, gently inflating yourself. Oh, so slowly. Maybe rolling each shoulder back and down with every hand movement as you pad your way up your legs. Roly-poly style. I was thinking a delicious way to end this class would be to come into a supported shoulder stand. It's moving towards a shoulder stand anyway. So there's a few options for this. Generally speaking, if you know shoulder stand, you can do shoulder stand, but I'm not going to do that here because it's really rocky. But you can just bring your legs up like this if you don't know shoulder stand. The absolute nicest way to do this, all I can see is a field of grass. The absolute nicest way to do this is to shimmy your bottom up against a wall, walk your feet up the wall, shimmy your bottom in a bit closer, and just keep your legs flat against that wall. If you don't have a wall but still want to do this, you can just keep your feet up, or alternatively, a nice way to do it is to place a block, a book, some kind of support underneath your sacrum there, so that big flat back bit at the back of your pelvis, and elevate your feet that way. Arms extend out long. Have a bit of a swallow. It should be really easy to swallow if your head and neck are in the right position. If it's not, alter your position with your head and your neck to make sure that it's easy to swallow. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Can you make space between your shoulders and your ears? And allow yourself to just gently relax for a couple of breaths. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Feel free to use Ujjayi breath, that audible oceanic sound in and out. On your third and final breath, moving away any props that you might have. If you're in shoulder stand, finding a safe and comfortable way to come out of full shoulder stand. If you're against the wall, one of the best things to do is maybe shimmy yourself back a bit, placing your feet flat on the wall, and allow yourself to roll to one side. Otherwise, I know it can be hard. You can feel like you get a bit stuck there. Not that it would be the worst place to be. Placing both feet flat on the floor, They should be about hip width distance apart, bringing your arms out to a T and just allow the legs to gently rock windscreen wiper style from left to right. We inhale back to center and we exhale to drop to one side. Beautiful. And when you're ready, allowing yourself to roll all the way over onto one side. You might want to stay in fetal position for a bit, or you might want to gently bring yourself up to seated. Well, this was a wild class. Out here with all of the grass and the rocks and the crows and the exciting noises. I really want to thank you so much for sharing this beautiful time with me. Namaste, yogis. My soul honors your soul. I hope that you have a lovely day, whatever comes at you or whatever life brings your way.